Okay, and that's the struct for a reward project. That's the struct for a bidding project. So technically, for a reward project, we are setting expectations of the KOLs. Whether the KOLs has decided to be rewarded in stablecoin or in TVS token. In case he decides to be rewarded in stablecoins, he will claim his stablecoins instantaneously after the project has launched, whenever he wants. And in case he decided to have TVS as reward, he will be able to claim his TVS. And when he has his TVS, he can do anything he wants with it, transfer it to someone else, and that person can, in return, withdraw his tokens. Just claim his own tokens with his own TVS, and he has also the possibility to split his TVS into several other TVSs. He chooses how many TVSs and what percentage each TVS will contain of the amount of the original TVS. And he can also merge TVSs, providing under the condition that those TVS are from has the same token. So if a TVS comes from a reward project for a certain token ABC, and another TVS comes from a bidding project of that same token ABC, these two TVSs can be merged together. Okay? Okay. And so that's how it's a non-owner function that the owner will call in order to launch his project. Here, the token sets the TVS allocations of the KOLs that decided to be rewarded in TVS. Here he does the same, but for those who decided to be rewarded in stablecoins. Here, a certain KOL can reward his TVS if he was allocated one. A certain KOL can reward his stablecoins if he decided to be allocated in stablecoins. And once a certain period has passed, we will airdrop these TVS to the KOLs, in case TVS or stablecoin. But we encourage them, of course, to claim their TVS or their stablecoin allocation before the deadline. But if they don't, then they have this option to receive it as an airdrop. Okay. And there's another type of project, as I said, it's the launch bidding project. Okay, so it's the bidding project. So users, they will have the ability to bid for a pool of token. So in this pool, the tokens will have different prices. Okay, but the pools, which pool a certain bid will be, which pool a certain TVS will be in, depends of the backend. This will be generated in the backend. So once the owner he launched his bidding project, so the owner of Alignerz launched a bidding project for a certain token, to be more clear. He can then create pools up to 10. And these pools can have extra refund. So let's say a project decides to have an extra refund for pool number 4 or for pool number 2. Then even when a user he wins his bid and gets a TVS, he also gets refunded. So he will have to claim a refund. So he claims his TVS and he claims a refund. And the refund will be equal to the full amount he has bid. Okay, and the the Merkle root will be the Merkle proof will be passed from the backend. Okay, so once the owner creates pools, the user will start placing bids, and once they have to choose a certain amount and a vesting period, and they choose a certain project to bid for. So this vesting period, it has to be multiple of a certain duration, which is the vesting period divisor. Okay, and this period is indicated as so we chose the vesting period, the vesting period divisor to be equal to 1 month. So 2,592,000 seconds. Okay, so this is 1 month. So when a user bid, the vesting period has to be a multiple of this amount, unless he decides to make a bid for 0 months. In that case, he will choose the value 1 second. Okay, so this is intended here. If you realize, there is a condition to check that the vesting period is not 0, so not 0 seconds, but it can be less than 2, which is 1. Okay, so this 1 second vesting period value in the backend, it's considered as 0 months. Okay, and in case it's greater than 1, then it has to be a multiple of a month. Okay, and so he sends his tokens and he sends his fees to the project, to Alignerz, and then he decides to update. When he updates, he cannot bid less, he has to bid more, and the vesting period also has to be longer. So neither the bid can be smaller, nor the vesting period can be shorter. Okay, and okay, so one small thing. So in order for the users not to play with the bidding, not to game the bidding, as we say, the end time value inputted during launch bidding project is a certain value so big that it doesn't even matter. Like it can be 2,100 in seconds, of course, but like it's a value so big that will never be reached. Okay, but the thing behind it is that we don't want the user to know when the bidding will actually end. So this value will be set at a certain value so high, then the owner will come and decide to finalize the bids, and then this value will be reset at the moment he decides to finalize his bids. Okay, understood? And yeah, that's pretty much it for the bidding. Then once the bidding is complete, the user will have a certain claim window in order to claim that TVS or NFT. So here, TVS and NFT, they are used interchangeably. Okay, sometimes I write TVS, sometimes I write NFT, but they're the same. Okay, and okay, and the user might get a refund as well. And for the same bid, a user can get two TVS, like one from pool 1 and one from pool 3, let's say. It's possible, it can happen. And he can get a TVS and a refund also. It can occur. And it can be a partial refund, so not the full amount, or a total refund. So everything, yeah, is bid. Okay. And then once this deadline has passed, the owner can withdraw the profits. It will go in the treasury. And then once a user has a TVS, he can either split it, merge it with another TVS, or claim his tokens. And here it's the claim tokens function. He will decide, like he will be able to withdraw, to claim all the tokens he's allowed to at a given time, like for the time being. So okay, and okay, so actually, like split doesn't undo what merge does. So when we are merging TVS, we are adding token flows one to another. If you realize that we are pushing to the array, okay? So we'll have several token flows under one TVS. So the token flows of TVS1, let's say, with token flow of TVS2, with token flow of TVS3. And then these token flows, it's important that they remain the same. Like this vesting period with this amount, this vesting period with this amount, this vesting period with this amount. And then when we split them, we are not removing token flows. We are splitting the amounts. The token flows remain the same, like the vesting periods of all the flows remain the same, but we are dividing the amounts. So we will have several TVS with the same token flows, with the same different vesting periods. Okay, and that's mainly it for these functionalities. The owner will be able to set fees for bidding, to update the bid. These are punctual fees. Okay, and stablecoin, and so the project will decide whether USDC or USDT, but it will be one of these two. And for the merge and the split, it will be a percentage of the TVS we want to split or merge. Okay, so that's it. And whether this, like, the whitelisting mechanism will be an option for the token project if they want to include this whitelisting mechanism for their project or not. And then they'll provide for us, they'll provide for Alignerz the addresses that they want to whitelist or not. Okay, that's mainly it. That's classic. Fees manager, classic. So the biggest contract, and the one I want you to really focus on, is the Alignerz vesting. It's the whole project, if you want. This the dividend distributor will usually be for the Alignerz token, 826D. So this one, boom, it will usually be for the token of Alignerz to distribute dividends to their TVS holders. But if a token project comes to them and tell them that they want to launch a dividend program, they can do that for them as well. So technically, the owner, after withdrawing the profits to the treasury, he will transfer some tokens to this contract. Usually it's 5% of the profits that he got in the treasury, but this is done off-chain. So he will make the calculation off-chain, decide how much to withdraw and how much to send to this dividend distributor contract. And okay, so he will indicate that the token will be Alignerz. The vesting period will be 3 months because the dividend distribution will be made every 3 months. And the start time, you will input it, but it's usually right away, but like you will decide. And yeah, so we need the interface of the vesting because we will retrieve some data to know who owns a token, who owns a TVS, and who deserves an allocation in stablecoin, like a dividend that will be stablecoin, and it will be they will have the ability to claim this amount as time goes by. Like, since we said the vesting period will be 3 months, let's say, and they deserve to have 1,000 USD, 1,000 USDC. They will get it proportionally to the time left. Okay. And yeah, so the dividends are set by taking into account the total unclaimed amount inside all the TVS and the total stable coin amount that Alignerz is willing to distribute, and the unclaimed amount of a certain user in his TVSs. So let's say a user has 3 TVS, and in all of them there are 3,000 Alignerz token that are unclaimed. And so during the snapshot, this 3,000 value will be, if you want, his weight power to receive dividends. Okay, it will be compared to all the unclaimed tokens of all the TVSs of the Alignerz token. Okay, you're starting to understand, and that's mainly it. And yeah, so the owner will not do anything stupid. So any assumption that the owner might reset the starting time in the middle of the vesting period, that will not happen. These are functions that are admin only, and the owner will only call them once the vesting period is finished in order to perform another dividend distribution, either for A26D, so the token of Alignerz, or another token. Okay, in that case, you will change the set token and decide what stablecoin to use between USDC and USDT. refresh the start time, reset the vesting period, but usually it will be 3 months. And yeah, so that's mainly it. Oh. Do you have any questions? Hello guys, you just joined. We finished the code walkthrough. I hope you understood everything. Okay, great. How the reward accumulated inside. When you say reward, you mean the reward project or you mean the dividend distribution? For the reward project, when launching the project, there will be I know actually it's once after launching the token, the reward project, and when setting the allocations after launching the reward project, the token transfers will be made to the contract. And this is like a reward for KOLs who helped them in their marketing campaign, who helped the token project in their marketing campaign, and they want to reward them. And they want to reward their KOLs. And priorly, the KOLs decided whether they wanted to be rewarded in stablecoins or TVS. And yeah, they will receive plain TVS. They will receive a TVS, which is an NFT. But one, so yeah, in the allocation struct, you will realize that I wrote that in the README, so you will see it when you read it. But I wrote that I added pool, the pool attribute, pool assigned pool ID attribute. So this is, I added for practicality because sometimes I will use this attribute from a bidding project, sometimes from a reward project, but it doesn't have any use in the reward project. Okay, there are no pools in the reward project. But yeah. And it's like, and for the dividends, it's like in staking. It's, okay. Okay, we trust and we assume that the owner is trustworthy and will not do anything stupid. And there's only the owner role, and the users, yeah, we have to trust that they are malicious, of course. Yes. So these are the two roles. Any other question? Yeah, the mentor will be the vesting contract. Yeah. Yeah, it's the vesting contract because the vesting contract will mint the TVS for the users. So the scripts are in scope. The deployment scripts are in scope. If you can find something there, it would be great to report. Okay. I said the owner is trusted. He's trusted to do nothing malicious and nothing stupid. And the users, no, they're not trusted. Like, if they can do something to hurt someone, another user, yeah, consider that they will do it, of course. But they won't do anything to hurt themselves, I would say. No, doesn't make sense. And there's only one role at Alignerz, like it's the owner, the admin. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, sorry again for the inconvenience today. Vesting time. The vesting. For how long they want to vest. Actually, this was made, it revolutionized ICOs. So this is the whole concept of aligners. It's very important to understand vesting period. Because we wanted that users do not do quick buy and sell transactions. They do not pump and dump the token price. So they would have to claim a TVS and then withdraw the tokens slowly as time goes by, and eventually keep this TVS with them long enough and bid for long vesting periods, because we want to incentivize diamond hands investors. I don't know how much you're familiar with this Web3 term, but like when you keep holding a token for a long time, you diamond handed. And yeah, that's what Alignerz want to incentivize. If you want, it's a more ethical version of Pom.Fun. Okay? Did you understand? But we also leave the user the choice to have a vesting period for 0 months. So it's usually either 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or more. But we will give him the choice to choose 0 months. In that case, in the smart contract, it's 1 second. Okay? And in that case, he can withdraw all his tokens at once. Okay, cool. I think it's clear. Does anyone have any other question?